What up, everybody? It's your boy Brian James, and I'm with my guy Snypz TV. What's good, bro?
What's good, man? Good to see you, brother.
Always good to see you too, man. We
Indeed.
we got a special edition of the Madden Underground podcast today. We're gonna talk about the guys you need to know in the NFC North in Madden 23 this year. So how you
Yes.
feeling about that, Snipes?
Man, listen, man. We got some guys that we're gonna be talking about that if you guys don't pay attention, you're gonna lose out. I'm telling you right now, pay attention. And we know that it's coming up where we're gonna start seeing everybody's overall ratings and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But pay attention to what we are telling you today with these specific players that we are talking about today.
These guys are gonna be guys that are they're gems. Some guys you may
Mhm.
know you may know some of them already, but and then other guys you may not know. So we'll be talking about a lot of these guys that if you're fans of these NFC North teams, you'll appreciate what we're about to bring to the table.
Indeed,
Okay.
indeed.
All right, so we're gonna be talking about Velus Jones Jr. For the Chicago Bears, a dynamic receiver, and a wonderful talent, man. As you can see, we talked about earlier, Snipes.
Yep.
This dude is explosive, man. This dude is one of those guys that can take the ball from 0 to 100 from one side of the field to another in 0.6 seconds. You know, he ran a 40 time of a 4.31. That's explosive, Snipes.
Yes, yes, yes. Definitely very explosive. And then let's just keep this in check. And as far as Madden perspective as well too, pairing this guy up with a guy like Justin Fields in Madden is gonna be just incredible to deal with. The speed is gonna be crazy. His size is great. You know what I'm saying? That he's a great shifty guy, and he's a guy that I think for a third round pick for the Bears, it was a straight steal. And I think that anybody that is gonna that's gonna play with the Bears, they definitely want to think about building this guy up because I think this guy can be a straight X factor in a matter of a year, maybe two tops.
Definitely, definitely. The guy, you got to think about it. Most people think when you think of the Bears, you say, okay, they're in a rebuild. But in my opinion, in Madden wise, you got a quarterback like Justin Fields. In my opinion, he's one of the better quarterbacks that doesn't have abilities out the gate. So in franchise mode, a player like Velus Jones Jr. is going to be extremely useful in the slot. He's going to be a great deep threat. He's going to be great in special teams and things like that. And you still got Mooney, and you also have Pringle that the Bears have also just picked up.
Yes.
So these are going to be great. These are great pickups for the offensive side of the ball. I know the defense needs a little bit of work, but you do have a lot to work with on the offensive side of the ball with the young Chicago Bears. Velus Jones Jr. Runs a 4.31. His Madden speed estimation, in our opinion, would be between 94 and 95 speed. That's something that they'll need. I know Mooney was 93 speed last year, so this is a great addition. Pringle's probably going to be around a 90, 91 speed. So if you have this guy with Pringle and Mooney, and then you still have Tajay Sharp and a couple of other cold commit and players like that, Justin Fields should be just fine in the game of Madden. And you should be able to rock with the Bears, man. The Bears, you should at least be able to put points up. I know like I said, they need work on the defensive side of the ball, but they still have a lot to work with on the offensive side of the ball.
I think with these Bears, especially with Velus Jones, like we just talked about, and like you alluded to as well too. Put this guy in the slot. Start him off in a
Right away.
slot.
Right
Put him
away.
in a slot right away. Like start this guy off in Madden in a slot right away. Get him those numbers, as far as receptions and everything else. Build this guy up when you talk about franchise, because this is a guy, again, if he starts off, if he's anywhere near what we're talking about speed wise, we're just talking speed right now.
Definitely.
Speed wise,
Definitely.
man, that he is going to be a masterpiece for your offense. Your defense you can work on, but it's hard to get guys like this right here, especially as low as the Bears got him. Like I said, in the third round, I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, the 71st pick or something like that total.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
this guy slipped. He slipped down to the Bears. Bears scooped him right up, and it's a great fit for anybody that just loves speed in Madden, and most of us do love speed in Madden.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Speed definitely kills, as the late John Madden would say. So,
Indeed.
yeah, I think he's a great pickup, definitely a prized possession for the Chicago Bears, and somebody that you most definitely need to know about. All right, Snypz. We just talked about Velus Jones, man. He's a great player for the Chicago Bears. The NFC North is loaded with talent. I
Yes.
think this is one of the most slept on divisions in the game. In
Yeah.
Madden, it's going to be one of the most slept on divisions in Madden 23.
Hmm.
But I want to talk about the Packers, man. The Packers came up. The Packers have a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball, but they lost
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, they lost Valdes-Scantling, and things like that. And people are wondering, where are they going to go now? What are they going to do? And I think the solution to that problem is none other than this guy, Christian Watson, man. He's an instant game changer, bro.
Yes.
The dude is a 6'4", 6'5", tall, slender receiver, but he's built for speed. As you can see in the videos above, he's built for speed. The dude is dynamic. He can catch and run. He doesn't get caught from behind often, if ever. He's a great route runner, great in and out of breaks, in and out of cuts, and he's a playmaker, man. Am I getting that right, Snypz? He's definitely a playmaker.
Oh man, big time playmaker. I mean, if you talk about him in college, you know what I mean. He's ranked, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 8th in the school history in North Dakota State. I believe he had like 2,140 receiving yards. Like, I mean, the dude's a straight animal. And he's a straight animal. And in Madden, again, let's go back to Madden. We talk about Madden. Pair this guy up. Yeah, you lost Devontae Adams. This guy, in my opinion, if you build him up and you use him the way you can, with the way that Madden 23 has ran, as we have all seen, within the beta, if it runs in any way, shape, or form like that, this guy is going to be another guy that you're going to basically say, Devontae who? You don't need him. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a guy right here. He's going to replace Madden-wise a Devontae Adams. He's going to replace him.
Definitely, man. Like I said, he's a big guy. And most big guys, they play kind of blocky and stiff. And that's what I actually hope EA gets this right, because he's a big guy, but he moves like a smaller guy. As you can see in the videos above, he has great change of direction. He's elusive. And that's normally what you get out of smaller receivers, a guy that's between maybe 5'10" and 6'1". That's what you get out of those type of receivers. But a 6'4" guy that can move like a guy that's 5'10", and that's rare, bro. That's rare. And this guy is actually that kind of guy. He plays his size, but actually when he has the ball in his hand, he plays smaller. Not in the sense that he can't make big plays. I mean that he moves like a small guy. You see him running the jet sweeps, the end arounds, and he's shaking and baking, and he's moving and just accelerating past the defenders, man. He ran a 4.36. Yeah. So our speed estimation in Madden 23 is probably going to be between 92 and 94. He's a big, fast target, more skilled than Valdes-Scantling, in my opinion. So in my opinion, I think he's going to be great. He's going to be a great addition to pair with Cobb, Rodgers, and Sammy Watkins, man. Sammy Watkins. That I think those three or four guys in the receiving core mixed with the tight end, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be a great dynamic offense, and then with Aaron Rodgers having dots, I think he has the weapons to dot up any defense with these guys on the field.
You got to think about it as well too. And if you look at Packers Nation, they already out there. They're having questions out there about Sammy Watkins. Not bad questions at all, but the questions that they're asking is, for this season coming up, who's going to have more yards, Sammy Watkins or Christian Watson? They're already talking about this guy.
Definitely.
And it's going to be, again, he's going to be a guy that at Madden wise, I think he's going to be an X factor after year one. That's my opinion. You can make this guy an X factor after year one.
At least a superstar at the least bit.
At least superstar.
Definitely.
But it obviously is going to depend upon the user.
Yeah.
But this is definitely another guy in this division that, and again, we talked about it. This division is slept on, but I'm going to tell you right now, man, there's going to be some powerhouse guys in this division that is going to make this division probably one of the toughest in any Madden league, in my opinion.
Definitely. And like I said, this is another guy that you need to know about, especially if you're a Packer user. I'm sure you already know about him, but if you aren't a Packer user and you plan on using the Vikings, the Lions, or even the
Bears.
The Bears. These are guys. This is a guy that you need to know about for your defense, because he definitely can take the top off your defense and make those big plays that you don't want to happen.
Let me put this out there, B. Let me put it out there right now. I think EA gonna give him a 95 speed.
No. Well, I looked
I think they're giving him 95.
Okay, Valdes-Scantling ran a 4.37, right?
Right.
He ran a 4.36. Valdes-Scantling has a 95 speed, so I'm gonna say they're gonna have to give him 95, 94 at worst.
At the least 94.
At least 94. So he's gonna be between 90, 94 and 95 speed, but we our estimation, we have him between 92 and 94. And
we won't be surprised if he goes over 95 speed. We won't be surprised.
I won't be surprised, but he definitely needs to have great acceleration because he's one of those guys that can stop and go, and he's fluid. And then on top of that, he's extremely elusive when he gets the ball in his hands. So that change of direction needs to be late 80s, early 90s, in my opinion. But we'll see. And like I said, he's a 6'4" guy, but he plays smaller. He plays like a guy with a smaller frame, which he can get jiggy with it. So
indeed.
So that's our take on the Packers and Christian Watson. Moving right along. All right, the next guy we'll be talking about is Lewis Cine for the Minnesota Vikings, safety. I think this is one of my favorite players. One of the guys I was looking forward to, and I had most fun with playing with in the beta. Remember I told you I played a lot of games with the Vikings. And this guy, I know the beta didn't have his real numbers, but I'm going to kind of give you an estimation of what I think his numbers should be or could be based on just what he's done in real life, what he's done and what he felt like in Madden and things like that. So let's get into it, Snypz, man. Lewis, this dude is a thumper, bro. This dude, like I said, the Vikings Lewis Cine he's top notch. He's a top notch safety. He brings a unique set of skills to the Vikings secondary. And with Harris, if in the franchise mode, Harrison Smith is getting old. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But this guy is a thumper. He hits hard. He's fast. He can cover. As you can see, he has a great sense for the ball. He can sniff out the ball anywhere and make a play on it in the run game. And the things that I think should stand out with this guy, his ratings that should stand out should be his pursuit. This dude finds the ball everywhere. As you can see in these highlights right here, he's right there. He's right there. Watch this. Boom, right there. And like I said, I don't think he should have anything under 85 hit power because this dude is bringing the wood. He's bringing the lumber, and he's laying the wood every time, and he's hitting hard. So like I said, I think he's a great dynamic player. He's a great cover guy, and he's just so good in the run, man. I never seen a safety. It's rare that you see a safety just have reckless abandonment when going to make a tackle against the run these days. You know what I mean? That was something that was consistent in safeties, and safety took great pride in that back in the day. It's coming downhill, laying the hat, and this dude's playing sideline to sideline, bro. He's getting there. Anywhere the ball is, he's right there in milliseconds. So that's what you like to see out of a safety. He reminds me of a Derwin James coming out of college.
Man,
that's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Derwin James coming out because he's fast, he can cover, he's quick to the ball, man, quick to the ball. And I'm talking about in passes and run,
Yeah. I'll tell everybody here right now, man. You talk about this is. As far as this division, he was one of your favorite players. He is my favorite player. I only played 2 games with the Vikings. The first game that I played with the Vikings, didn't know much about him or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I started fiddling around with the user with him a little bit. Then I played the second game in a row with the Vikings, and the only person I chose was Lewis Cine. That was it. Cine, sorry. That was the only person I chose on defense. And Madden-wise, going back to Madden-wise, B. James, this guy right here, I think everybody's going to end up calling this guy the Haitian sensation. Oh. I'm telling you right now, bro. This dude, he's a monster. 6'2", a complete animal, sideline to sideline. And the biggest factor you got to keep in mind, too, we just got done a second ago talking about Christian Watson and how dynamic that guy is. Now you got a safety, not a corner. You got a safety that's going to be out there to lay the wood on this guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So you talk about a defense that's going to be built for a team like the Packers. this guy's gonna do it for you. This is another guy you guys need to know about. And this, and real talk, this guy right here should make the Vikings in any league at least a top 10 pick.
Definitely. You, like I said, you have Harrison Smith, you have this, and now you have this guy. You got two legitimate safeties back there. That you can that can make big plays if you want them to, or if you want to put him in the sub linebacker position and make plays with him there.
Yes,
he can stop the run. He can play the run. He should be able to play the run. He should be
put
able
him
to
in
play
the
the
box.
pass. Put him in the box. He's gonna make plays because like I said, in my opinion, the thing that stood out about him most was his pursuit. But let's talk about the facts, right? We just talked about Christian Watson. Christian Watson ran a 4.36.
Yep.
Guess what this guy ran?
Tell him, B.
He ran a 4.37. That's a millisecond off. So that means he's right. He's just as fast. He's just as fast as Christian Watson. You know what I mean? So he's a hard hitting safety with great speed. He should have great pursuit, and he's a dynamic defensive player, man. I think you could play him anywhere. You could play him in he'll have the speed. If you want to pair him up with a bigger receiver, you can put him out there at the corner position, pair him up with a bigger receiver. If you want to pair him up against a tight end, you can put him in the box, pair him up against a tight end. If you want him to play the run, he can come in the box, play the run. If you want to play deep, let him play off. He can play the ball deep too. But he's fast, so that's sideline to sideline with that type of speed. Our Madden speed estimation is 92. I think he's going to be faster, but that was just the estimation based on Ashton Davis. We saw Ashton Davis had a similar 40 time to his. It was a little bit faster, but Madden rated him at a 92 speed. So I think that, I don't know why they do defensive players like that, but I think that he should be I think a 93 or 94 speed in my opinion. But based on how they rated Ashton Davis for the Jets, who had a similar 40 time, if not the exact same 40 time, they gave Ashton Davis 92 speed. So I'm just assuming that they're going to give him 92 speed as well.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I mean, everything that you just mentioned to everybody, let's just put it in 2 words: tone setter. This guy's gonna be the ultimate tone setter for anybody that takes the Minnesota Vikings in Madden this year. This is gonna be a guy that, if you love to play defense, this is a team you're gonna want to look at. This is gonna be that bread and butter, because they're gonna be able to defensively cover just about everybody out there. When you have a safety that can possibly be a 94 speed, possibly 94 to 95 speed, probably 94. But if you have a safety out there that's like that, look, it's going to be difficult to beat you over top, no matter what. Even if you got a Tyreek Hill, it's going to be difficult for you to beat somebody up top when you have a guy like this on your team.
God, he's such a hard hitter, bro.
Yeah. And can you imagine in Madden? Think about this for a minute. Can you imagine in Madden, right? In Madden, you got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill going up for long bomb. You think realistically, if this guy is going on an angle towards Tyreek Hill to go catch him,
he's gonna make a play.
He's gonna make a play on it. I mean, in Madden, he's gonna make a play.
Especially if Tua's throwing the ball, because Tua's gonna underthrow that thing. But
exactly.
But yeah,
exactly.
Like I said, on the Georgia defense with those linebackers and the D line that they had, him playing behind that, bro, I'm sure he enjoyed that. He was able to take risks and make plays because that pass rush was there, the linebackers were there, and he's going into a similar situation. The Vikings have two dominant edge rushers, and they have a great front seven.
Yep.
Great core backers and things like that. You got Andrew Booth from Clemson that they also drafted. And you got Patrick Peterson still. Harrison Smith opposite side at the safety position. This is a defense this is a situation you want to go into as a rookie. So I think he's gonna. I think like I said, this is the Vikings are definitely gonna be. I know everybody's talking about the Packers and the offense and things like that, and the defense. Packers defense is great too. But if you couldn't get the Packers and you're looking for another team in that division, the NFC North, this is definitely a team, the Vikings, because they have a lot of dynamic players, and this guy right here, he's bringing it with every play. So
and keep in mind too, everybody, do not forget the factor of having the particular tags for each player. So remember, Harrison Smith, he's probably gonna be one of those guys that if you have him and you have LC up in there, this rookie, if you have him in here, then he's gonna build because Harrison Smith is there.
But
A quick building,
the only
just
thing
like
about
that.
though, I think you want to keep Harrison Smith after he loses his
No, yeah, yeah,
his X factor,
yeah.
or superstar ability, because once he loses that, he's able to become a mentor to those players. And I think they
Right.
also have a couple of other veterans that may be able to serve as mentors to him in the franchise mode too. So
There it is.
if not, you can always go get a free agent, a mentor type of player out of free agency to play as a mentor. That's another thing that you can do. So,
Yep.
um,
Exactly.
yeah, definitely a guy you want to have, and I think he's definitely a special talent to look forward to playing with in Madden 23. So he's definitely a guy you need to know about in Madden 23.
Indeed.
All right, so our next talent is not last but not least, definitely not least, the Detroit Lions, Jameson Williams. I think this guy is going to be extremely fun to play with. Everybody talks about how bad the Lions are and things like that, but I think the Lions have a lot of key components that they could actually be useful, and he is one of the major key components. Jameson Williams is a playmaker in every sense of the word. I think, in my opinion, he's a perfect fit for Detroit, and he's one of those pieces of talent that Detroit's been lacking for a couple of years. Megatron left. They haven't had a solid receiver in Detroit since the departure of Megatron.
Yeah.
If you think about it, last year I know they had Armand St. Brown. He had a decent showing last year as a rookie. And then you got to pair him with Jameson Williams and DJ Chark and Hockenson. You know what I mean? So I think that's a good offense. Jared Goff has quite a few weapons to work with.
Man.
And what makes Jameson Williams special, man, is this guy can play in every facet of the offense. You can line him up outside. You can put him in the slot. You can have him returning kick returns. You can have him returning punt returns. This guy is a dynamic player. He's elusive. He's quick, in and out, and he's a great route runner. He's going to get separation because he's a great route runner. The man went on record and said that he didn't run a 40 at the combine because he was hurt, but there was nobody at the combine that was faster than him. And that said a lot. And I was like, that was bold of him to say that, given the fact that Olave had a great 40 time and things like that. But you forget, this man was on Ohio State while Olave was there. So for him to say that, he said that knowing, like, I was there. I know who the guys you thinking are fast. I'm faster than those guys. And he was one of those. And if you watched him play, he was always getting behind defenders. He's one of those guys that if he had a step, he was gone. He was out of there. So I know he clocked a 4.39 coming out of high school, like a 4.39 coming out of high school. So that's not telling what he's clocking. I'm sure he's much faster than that now, and I'm sure Madden's gonna rate him accordingly. But just based on that time alone, if that's all you have to go off of is time, speed. If you factor in game speed, the guys should probably be 95, 96 speed. Because nobody's walking him down. He's catching him, and he's accelerating faster than everybody, and nobody's catching him. Once he gets behind you, he's out of there, and he's always has maybe 2 or 3 steps on the defense on those go routes. And those deep posts. So it's like he's getting behind the safety consistently, and 9 times out of 10, those safeties are either biting or they at least have an angle, and he's still making plays. So like I said, he's a great player. As you can see him here, he's even making plays in special teams. So like he's out there making tackles on special teams.
All around player.
So like I said, he's a football player. He's a football guy, and I know we're talking about Madden, but that's the type of player that you want to definitely have on your team. And I hope they factor that into the ratings, man. That he's a game changer. He's elusive. He's a game breaker when he has the ball in his hands, and he's a tough cover, man. He's a tough cover. So,
and I think that this guy right here for the Detroit Lions, he's one of those guys that he's gonna be a integral piece for this team because of the fact he's gonna be another piece to their puzzle, because this is a team that, regardless on what, and talking real life here for a minute, because regardless of the record that they had, these guys played hard. They played hard every single game. They were in a lot of games last year.
The Lions were in a lot of games, man.
They were in a lot of games. And go ahead.
I think that a lot of people take them for granted, man. I think you say Lions, you think, oh, that's a bum team. But in my opinion, I played about 5 or 6 games with the Lions on the beta. And the Lions were fun to they were actually fun to play with, because when you're playing in ranked matches and people have little to no respect for that team, so they're gonna try things that they probably wouldn't ordinarily do or try in a game situation, and you have an opportunity to bop them over the head with big plays on offense and defense. You know, keep in mind these guys did also draft Aiden Hutchinson. They got Jeff Okudah in the secondary, but like I said, on the offensive side of the ball, they acquired DJ Chark. They still got Khalif Raymond. A couple other players that are speedy guys. Like, these are fast guys that once they get the ball in their hands, they can take it. They can take it the distance. DJ Chark is a fast guy. Jameson Williams is a fast guy. Armand St. Brown he's a fast guy, man. So, like, these are guys that are gonna be game changers, playmakers. And then you still got Swift in the backfield. Let's not forget about Swift. You know, so.
Swift, a great Madden back. He was a great Madden back, man.
He's a great Madden back, man. So, you know, so like I said, I think Jameson Williams, man, in my opinion, I know he clocked the 4.39. That's the only time they have him in the 40. But game speed wise, I think he's gonna be faster than that. My Madden estimation, if they're just going by the book, is gonna be between 92 and 94 speed. But I wouldn't be surprised if they threw a 95, 96 at this guy because of the way he plays on the field.
Yeah. I agree. I agree there. And, you know, I think he had, the last season he had over 1,500 yards receiving. I believe 15 touchdowns for Alabama. Obviously, the first 2 years didn't do much of anything because he didn't get no playing time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Alabama obviously used him, and you were able to see, once you get him involved in a specific type of offense, you were able to see what you can kind of do. So don't think that these Detroit coaches ain't thinking about that and probably taking, some elements out of Alabama and saying, okay, we can do this with this guy. That's why they got him. You know what I mean? That's exactly why they got him. And again, going back to the whole Madden situation, again, this is the Detroit Lions are not a garbage team. No. They weren't a garbage team in 22.
No, they weren't.
They really weren't. They really weren't. You know what I mean? But that is not a garbage team whatsoever. That is, to be honest with you, I'm not going to say great, but a very good Madden team. They are not a bad Madden team. They are a very good Madden team.
They're definitely solid. And like I said, they have what you need to improve the necessary components that they were lacking in last year. You know, like I said, one of the knocks on them were they didn't have any receivers. They didn't have any receivers, and this year you got Chark, you have Jameson Williams, you have Armand St. Brown, you have Reynolds, you have a lot of different guys that are going to be on the Lions, and Jared Goff has a lot of weapons now that he didn't have before. And I know if you're thinking franchise, you're like, okay, well, the contracts and things like that. If you don't like the way Jared Goff plays, you can get rid of the Jared Goff contract and free up a lot more money. This is something else, and then you can get a better quarterback or trade for a quarterback that may be able to get these dynamic weapons the ball more effectively. So definitely something that you guys want to look into, and you don't want to miss out on. Don't sleep on these guys. These are definitely guys that you need to know. And with that being said, we're gonna end this segment. We'll be talking about the AFC East next, and that's I'm actually looking forward to talking about the AFC East. You got those Bills that you want to talk about.
Yes, indeed.
I want to talk about a few weapons in New England. I want to talk about a few weapons that people may not know about in Miami and in New York. So it's gonna be actually fun to talk about those guys next. So be tuned, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you follow us so you can get that notification when we drop our next video. Also, check us out every Wednesday on twitch.tv/Madden Underground. You can check us out. We have a weekly podcast where we talk about things like this and various other topics that's going on around the Madden community that you don't want to miss out on. So make sure you hit that like, that follow, that subscribe button wherever you may be viewing from, and check us out. Also, check out Snypz TV. You gotta plug yourself. I was giving you the time to plug yourself.
That was time
for the shameless plug, man.
My bad. My fault on that. You guys can definitely check me out as well too on Snypz TV on Twitch. So it's real simple. Twitch.tv/Snypz Television, SNYPZ Television, all one word.
Definitely.
Go check me out there. I do commentary for Madden games. I do commentary for 2K games, and much more, man. So definitely come check me out, man. It's a lot of fun, and I call everybody. Y'all are part of Snypz Nation, part of Snypz family. Come through.
Definitely. The hottest in the game when it comes to the commentary. So make sure you guys, check him out as well. Hit that follow button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.